Hi, my name is Haley and I'm recording this video as my lab report for the Virtual Infrared Spectroscopy Lab. So a little bit of background information. For this lab, we are working with the Ohio Department of Health and we are tasked with identifying an unknown medication that was dropped off at a medication drop-off day so that all of the extra medications are disposed of properly. So moving into the method section, each lab student was assigned an unknown sample of a medication that was dropped off on this drop-off day. So the first step is preparing the sample for running it through the IR spectrum machine. Using a pipette, you put a small amount of the unknown sample on a salt plate, and then you put another salt plate on top of it to kind of sandwich it together and spread that liquid out over the two salt plates. Then you are ready to obtain a background sample on the machine itself. So this is just to kind of get rid of any background noise. So if there's any peaks that are showing in the spectrum, it can filter those out so they don't show up and make us think that it's part of the actual compound. So once you run the background, then you're ready to run your IR sample. So you put your the salt plates that you prepared, you put it in the machine, and then the machine runs light through it. So the IR spectrum, it shows peaks where it's absorbing the light, so you know that something is present in those peaks. And then after you obtain your spectrum, you want to clean up following all lab procedures and make sure that the salt plates are clean for the next student that uses them. So this is the spectrum for the unknown medication that I was assigned. The first thing to do is identify any major peaks. So you can see here we have a pretty major one. There is a broad peak at 3,354.1, which indicates an OH bond. And then the next one that we want to look at is a series of 3 peaks just under 3,000, which indicate an sp3-CH bond. And then these ones down here we can kind of ignore because they're in the fingerprint region below 1,500, so they are insignificant in this spectrum. These are the 3 possibilities for what this unknown medication could be. So the first one is benzoic acid, and we know that it's not this one based on the information from the spectra that we just looked at, because there is no OH bond in this compound. So we had that broad peak around 3,300 that tells us that an OH bond is present, and this molecule does not have that. The second one is a propionic acid. This compound has a CO bond present, and there was no peak in the spectra to show that that was present, so we know that this is not what the medication is. And that leaves 2-butanol, which fits the spectra with everything that we observed. So it has the peak to show the OH alcohol bond, the broad one that was around 3,300, and then it had those sp3-CH peaks to show the single bonds on the CHs around it. So that is how we identified what this medication was, and using these techniques we can ensure that the medication will be properly disposed of and won't cause any harm to the environment.